All right, today we're going to dive into a really powerful story, an ancient tale that the Buddha himself once shared. It's called the Panchavutta Jataka, and it's all about the incredible power of just not giving up. But first, let me ask you something. Have you ever felt so completely overwhelmed by a challenge that you just wanted to throw in the towel? That feeling of being totally and utterly stuck? Well, that's exactly what this story is about.
You see, this isn't just some old fairy tale. It was actually a direct teaching, a lesson from the Buddha to one of his monks who was losing hope, right on the verge of quitting his spiritual journey. This story was meant to reignite that fading fire. So let's see how it all starts.
Our story begins with our hero, a young prince named Panchavutta. Now, his name is super important. It literally means 5 weapons, and that name is going to turn out to be more meaningful than anyone could have possibly imagined. So, right from birth, everyone expected great things from him. There was even a prophecy that said he'd become a master of 5 weapons and the most respected man in the entire land. So, when he turned 16, his father sent him off to the famous University of Takasila. He mastered his studies, of course, and then set off for home, fully armed and feeling ready to take on whatever the world had in store for him.
And the world was about to throw something truly terrifying his way. His journey home took him right to the edge of this dark, infamous forest. The local people begged him not to go in, but, well, our prince was fearless.
Deep inside those woods lived a monstrous ogre named Salasaloma. His name meant sticky-haired, and he was known for killing every single person who dared to cross his path. But Prince Panchavutta, trusting in his training, walked right in.
Sure enough, the giant ogre appeared, blocking his path. The prince didn't hesitate for a second. He announced who he was and then just unleashed everything he had. First, a volley of 50 poisoned arrows, then his sword, then his spear, and finally, a crushing blow from his heavy club.
But here's the crazy part. Every single weapon, the arrows, the sword, the spear, the club, they all just got stuck in the ogre's matted, sticky hair, totally useless. Just like that, the prince had used up all of his physical weapons. But he wasn't done, not even close. He shouted that he trusted not just his weapons, but himself. He attacked with his body. He threw a right punch, and his hand got stuck. He threw a left punch. It got stuck too. He kicked with his right foot, then his left, and both got stuck. Finally, in one last desperate move, he headbutted the beast, and his head got stuck too. He was completely trapped, literally hanging from the monster, and yet he felt no fear.
And this, right here, is the turning point. All his physical strength, all his weapons had failed. But something else was going on. And the ogre, well, the ogre was just completely confused. He'd never seen anything like it.
So the ogre, just baffled by the prince's courage, asks him straight up, "Young man, you're captured. It's over. Why aren't you afraid to die?" He just couldn't understand how someone in such a hopeless situation could be so incredibly calm. And the prince's reply, this is what revealed his true power. He said, "Why should I be afraid? Death comes for everyone. But you should know this. In my belly, I carry a diamond weapon. If you eat me, it will slice your insides to pieces and we will both be destroyed." Now, of course, he didn't literally have a weapon inside him. The diamond weapon he was talking about was a metaphor for something much, much more powerful. The indestructible weapon of wisdom. It's that sharp, unconquerable mind, that inner strength that no external enemy can ever destroy. The ogre didn't really get the metaphor, but he absolutely understood the threat. The prince's total confidence and complete lack of fear convinced him that this invisible weapon was real and that it was deadly. He was so terrified of dying that he just let the prince go. And once he was free, the prince didn't just run away. No, he stayed. And he taught the ogre about living a life of virtue, transforming the monster into a guardian of the forest. He turned his greatest enemy into an ally, all with the power of his wisdom. And this is where the Buddha brings the story full circle for that discouraged monk. He revealed that the fearsome ogre Salasaloma was actually a past life of the infamous murderer Angulimala, whom the Buddha also managed to tame. And Prince Panchavutta? That was the Buddha himself in a former life. The Buddha finished with this final teaching. The person whose spirit doesn't shrink back, whose mind doesn't fall into despair, will, step by step, overcome every single obstacle.
You see, the true weapon isn't what you hold in your hands. It's the unwavering strength you hold in your heart.
So, the next time you feel stuck, remember the story of Prince Penkavutha and his fifth and truest weapon, the power of an undaunted mind. May you all be happy.